It's the hit song. Everybody, let's do this. It's being more acceptable. And
you know what I want to talk about, right?
Sure, I was waiting on you to bring this up. Go ahead. I already know where you're going. I was waiting on you to bring it up. Go ahead.
When did Satanism become pop music?
Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we hear on Trash Talk. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers Podcast.
We made it.
We made it, Smoke Dog. What's up?
Not a lot, man.
Football?
Well, the draft is
over.
over.
There it goes.
The draft, I guess we haven't really had a podcast since the draft happened.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but for the Falcons, it was kind of a boring draft because we took a lot of defensive guys. We did get a Georgia guy, which rarely ever happens, at least not in the first few rounds. But, yeah, we got a Georgia guy in round one. Also traded back up into round one to get a Tennessee guy. Just filling our defensive linemen and linebackers, just boring stuff, but it's what we needed.
Okay, so do we have a chance of looking good next or this upcoming season?
As long as Michael Penix is good at quarterback, I think we do.
Okay, heck yeah. Hoping the Falcons bring it home for us.
Yeah,
man.
we need
Please
to get it
do,
back.
Man. Yeah, man. With me, dude. Watched the fights this weekend. It was Mother's Day. On Sunday. So shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Show your mom some love if she's out there. She brought you in the black community. In multiple communities. If she brought you in this world,
she can take you out.
She'll take you out.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I think every mom said that.
I think I bought
at
you
least
in.
from millennials back. I don't think they say it anymore.
You do. You say
nowadays you be charged for something like that.
Terroristic threats.
Yeah.
You bought you in, I'll take you out, man.
Yeah.
But no, man. UFC. The UFC is actually coming to Atlanta, so I'm looking forward to that, man. I bought my tickets. Got a friend coming down, and we're gonna enjoy that, and that's gonna be pretty awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
Today's topic, Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm tripping. I'm going
we
above
gotta
myself.
do those first.
Exactly. We always read the past comments from the previous podcast. Do you remember the title of the last podcast, Smokey?
Oh man, since we skipped a week, it's been a while.
Touring.
Oh yeah.
Good or bad?
Yes. Was it good or bad for the artist that tour?
Yeah. So the number 3 most liked comment comes from Shane Mason. Shane Mason. It's not a long one, but it's not a short one. But I will read it because we honor the top 3 most liked comments from the previous podcast. Always get read here if you guys are new here. That's how this works. Shane Mason said, "Love the shirt, Hollywood." Broski. And Smokey is the person enlightened about how the life and consequences you will face when you step out on the artist's journey in life. Love y'all and have helped me get through the death of my mother, who died from Alzheimer's in March of 2020 on St. Patrick's Day. And y'all helped me deal with her loss. Jesus, man. AKA equals 10,000 Days, song that Maynard made for his mother so I could cope with my mother passing.
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for y'all for helping me with y'all when y'all started Tool Tuesday. And when I suggested Graveyard Lilies is my gift back to you for helping me so when you react to When Lilies Turn to Blood, that's my prayer song to my mother. Love you guys, so keep going and spiral out. Heart emoji, prayer emoji, 1-up emoji, 100 emoji.
Yeah. Well, glad we could help, man. I know that's a really tough time, and I'm sure 10,000 Days does help. And, and maybe even Judith also.
Yes, man. Two
songs like that, man.
Absolutely.
Helps you get through.
Man, seriously, Shane, we appreciate that, dude. Number 2 most liked comment from that podcast comes from Dale Smith. Dale Smith says, "As someone who worked for Strange Music as part of the merch team, touring is good for the pocket. It's how we all made money."
Yeah, absolutely. It turns out, I actually commented on that one there. He knows Adam, my friend Adam, that I met probably almost 20 years ago at this point now. But yeah, we've been friends. He was the tour manager for Strange Music for a good while.
Shout out to Adam and Dale Smith. Thank you for that, my friend. And the number 1 most liked comment goes to Johnny out there. Shout out Johnny, Metal Guru 85. Johnny says, in terms of Ozzy, he has his last ever show coming up in July. Wow. Check out the lineup for that show. He even has Metallica turning out as a support act for his farewell.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to be there?
For Ozzy, dude, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it, dude.
Yeah,
for
like
Ozzy,
I say, the most influential figure in music history. Like, yeah, you gotta have a big bash for Man, I don't know. Hopefully they booked a stadium. I haven't seen where exactly they're going to do it, but yeah, you gotta have, like, this has got to be huge.
Hell, if Metallica's going to be there, you gotta have a stadium.
And they're not headlining, so yeah, you know it's going to be huge.
Oh, I saw something recently, dude. Metallica did a show. Was it Ohio or? It was, I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was such a good crowd that it set off like a very small, like a tiny magnitude
Richter
earthquake.
scale.
Yes, it hit the Richter scale to where people thought it was an earthquake. How many people? I mean, that just shows you what Metallica can do, dude.
Oh yeah.
And on the Ozzy front, y'all know we've Ozzy is literally the honorary third trash talker.
Oh yeah,
he would
absolutely.
be right here if Ozzy was here with us, man.
Yeah, he sits here and chats with us.
100%. Smoke Dog.
Yeah.
Today's topic.
Has
country music taken over the industry?
That's the question, right? Because it feels like it, right?
God dang it, it does. And, just going out there on a limb real quick, if I'm being honest, I'm not the biggest country music fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could speak for you as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not the biggest country music fans. And I would say, 90% of our demographic aren't really big country fans. And if you guys are, then y'all been sending us some songs that are just totally out of the blue.
Because we rarely get country music suggestions. Yeah.
But to see that, it's like, the more you look at the music industry now, god dang, it seems like country is just...
Yeah, that's the it genre at the moment. How did we get here is the question.
Yeah.
Because country always has been a huge genre, but it's always been segregated from the rest of music. Like, you can see intermingling amongst rap and rock and metal and even, pop in places. You rarely saw country get intertwined with any other genres until very recently.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but even artists that wouldn't even touch metal 10, 15 years, or touch country 10, 15 million years ago are touching it now.
Yeah, making country albums. Yeah.
What caused that, you think?
I haven't come up with an answer for that, other than maybe there have been artists that broke the barrier, like Kid Rock and
see,
and there's a lot recently, Post Malone, Jelly Roll.
To name anybody,
Beyonce,
anybody.
Yeah,
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X played a big part in it, I think.
I think so. And as crazy as it sounds, is I really think he probably broke the barrier down for, like, look, it's okay for people outside. Remember, Lil Nas X had the he was like on #1 Billboard chart for Old Town Road.
Yeah,
and then they took him off because they were like, oh, this doesn't fit. This doesn't
fit country.
The country criteria. Yeah. What is country criteria? Why was he #1 and they said, nope, you can't be on here because it doesn't fit the criteria? What is the country criteria?
I mean, maybe the digital beats had something to do with it.
Hell, that's damn near every country song. That's every.
It is now, but it wasn't before Lil Nas X.
But when he was #1, it was. I mean, so why? What? Like, he's talking about horses.
Yeah.
All right,
He did. He talked about lean also.
Yeah, but he also talked about chaps.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. You could say hip hop kind of did that also. For a long time, like, it almost segregated themselves as much as country did on the other side. And like, it could be a great rapper, like say Kid Rock when he was still predominantly rap, but he would throw some guitars in there and they're like, well, that's rock. That's rock now. That's not part of
so
hip-hop.
It's the instrument that does it?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm saying with the digital beats. Lil Nas X comes along and that's not a live band playing.
No.
So maybe they're like, it doesn't really fit our style.
So let me ask you this.
But nowadays it doesn't seem to matter anymore.
So that's what. All right. So excuse me, guys. Let's take what's the most country song you know? Like, that fits the country criteria. What's the most country song you know?
Probably What Did We Do by Hank Williams.
Oh, crap.
Was it the Country Boy song or it was Family Tradition?
Okay. That sounds all right. So
that's a very country song.
All right, now let's take.
Although there was a lot of blues in it, but then again, country grew out of blues.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So would that song fit in the country Billboard charts? That Hank Williams song, would it fit there?
Oh yeah.
All right, now let's take, and the reason it fits there is because the instruments, like you said, and you know what he's talking about, and the live
How
band.
you dress, I think, has a part in it also.
Okay, all right, let's isolate just his vocals and keep him the same way he's dressed. Now put a rap beat on top of it. He's dressed the same, talking about the same, but he's just got a rap beat. So no longer country.
I mean, I think back in those days, yeah, they would have said that. But now look at it. I mean, if Beyonce is on the Billboard Charts for country, hasn't the barrier been broken at this point?
Yes, I agree. I mean, but that's my thing is like, and is it really a bad thing? Just because we're not fans of it, we're not, the biggest country fans. Like, it doesn't make it a bad thing. It's just everything isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
It's,
and I've always wanted to explore all kind of genres anyway, but it almost feels weird. Like, if I do it now, am I jumping on a bandwagon? Like, because I've always wanted to do every genre. And it's hard to do without having, a band that can do it with you. But
so
I've always wanted to explore, like, it would still be rap, of course, but just leaning into certain genres.
So then it wouldn't be country; it'd be rap.
But it would be country rap.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, didn't I wanted to say Phil Mob. What's the other band that came out of Louisville back in the day? Nappy Roots.
Had Nappy Roots. Yeah.
They leaned into it hard.
That's what I'm saying. Why is that not country?
Yeah, well, it was country rap.
So, but there is no country rap Billboard chart.
No, that's weird. There should be, right? Because there's so many now.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, at what point? Why did and I'm not defending Lil Nas X here at all, but I just want to know, it was on the number. It was number one on the country charts. Why take it off? Is it just because he's got a beat? Is that why?
I don't know, but I do know that
he even had Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray Cyrus got on the song as a rebellion to the country charts,
and they still didn't,
because they were like, well, if you're not going to put this kid on the country charts, how about a country star get on there and show you what's up?
Guess what? Still not country.
Yeah, it still didn't make it on.
Why?
I don't know. Whoever makes those decisions. Who does make those decisions?
I don't know, man. I mean, the higher ups. We could also ask this question as well. Like, 25 years ago, we could be asking this same question. If we were having this same exact podcast 25, 30 years ago, has hip-hop taken over the music industry?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We unequivocally, we would say, yes, hip-hop has done it.
Yeah.
But now it's like...
Hip-hop did in the early 2000s what country is doing right now.
It's crazy because, you talk about the pendulum swinging and going back and forth. Like, I think country or hip-hop just recently let it go to country, and country started it. Then it went to, like, pop, like boy bands, and, and then hip-hop started taking over. It's like, okay, now...
Well, you had a big rock section in there.
Yeah, okay, you did. But then now it's going back to country. Like,
maybe it's a wheel. It goes all the way around.
Maybe, yeah. Instead of going...
keep going around.
Yeah, it's just going in a circle. Who knows, man?
Yeah. So that means we should have a big rock explosion next.
Or a Brit pop.
Maybe so.
Maybe band's finna
maybe
take
there'll be a
over.
whole new British invasion.
Who knows?
And then Gene Simmons can't say the rock is dead anymore, if that's the case.
No, you can't.
If the rappers and the country stars start doing rock all of a sudden, then rock is the number one again.
Man, it's so crazy. And Trash Talkers, you guys let us know in the comment section. But it's so crazy. But when it comes to rock, I feel like rock has so many sub-genres. It's just like...
Absolutely.
It's like you had said, oh, well, that's rap country.
Yeah.
That's a subgenre. It's a subgenre of country. It's a subgenre of rap. You mix them together, you got rap. But there is no rap country on the Billboard 100. Is there
There are rappers that have crossed over to country.
Yeah, but on the Billboard 100, there's
they
no
don't list
rap
it
culture.
separately.
There's,
But then again, like, rock doesn't list separately for
that's what I'm
metal
saying.
artists.
Is there a metalcore artist on the Billboard?
Yeah.
Is there really?
Sleep Token.
I'm saying, like, the
No,
top...
there's not a specific chart that I know of. No.
So is there a top...
I mean, how many charts are there? I mean, the only ones I know of: country,
you want to look it up?
rock, hip hop, or hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah, look it up if you can.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, because do they separate even hip hop and R&B, or is it all one?
I'm gonna do all hip.
Even though they are distinctly different genres.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so wow, Billboard Charts now cover these music genres. So these are the genres. You got rock, pop, country, dance, bluegrass, jazz, classical, R&B, rap, electronic, Latin, Christian, world, and holiday.
Oh, so they've separated them out pretty far by these days.
But that's so crazy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 genres that you can be listening on the Billboard.
Did you say metal?
No, that's what I'm saying. But rock,
They just throw metal into the rock genre.
That's what I was saying.
When they are distinctly different, just like rap and R&B is.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like with rock, but R&B is on the Billboard and rap. It used to, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it used to be combined.
Yeah. But now they separate it. But with rock, it's like, God, there's so many.
Yeah, exactly. Why throw them all into one?
Like, I don't know. Maybe I guess it makes the editor's job easy at Billboard. Like, look, bro, we can't do death metal, blackcore,
or just at least though. I mean, yeah, you can't do metalcore and all the different cores, but at least have a metal genre.
But here's the thing, though. If you do one, then you kind of got to do the rest. It's like, okay, if we're gonna do
now
rap,
we gotta have a horrorcore chart.
Exactly. Now you need a weed.
Now we gotta have a backpack chart.
And now you gotta have the conscious rap. It's like if you open up one door, you gotta open up the rest. It's like, you know what? Let's just keep it simple.
Man, these hyphy charts are getting hard to separate. These
and taking something that you always say, like, all right, you got rock, pop, country, dance, bluegrass, jazz, classical, R&B, rap, electronic, Latin, Christian, world, and holiday. All those, if you ask me, came from bluegrass and jazz.
Yeah.
So why not just let it be a bluegrass and jazz? Just leave it right there, because they all grew out of it.
Yeah, well, you got to say blues also. Bluegrass, blues.
That's not on the charts though.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. It's not on the charts.
Even though that was one of the foundations of American music.
Well, technically, blues grew all this out.
Yeah.
But it's not a chart thing anymore.
I want to say, like the Delta blues era was happening almost simultaneously as the New Orleans jazz era.
Dude, there's actually 14. There's another one here. They still count ringtone for cell phones as a chart.
That could be any song. And who even uses ringtones anymore?
Who knows, man?
Do you have a specific ringtone, or is it just the generic?
It's one of the random ones in the phone.
Exactly.
And it's so crazy because I get so, especially with alarm clocks. Like, with my alarm clock, I get so tired of hearing it after like 6 months. I gotta change it to something else. Like, oh God, I can't hear it no more.
Yeah.
But no, man.
Dude, it makes you mad, right?
It's like, dude.
You're like, you picked this ringtone because it sounded cool. You're like, hey, that's pretty good. After a few months of that thing waking you up every day, you're like, oh, I hate this.
Boom! Kick that mug. I don't know, man. Going back to the original topic with country music, man. It's not a bad thing to say that, though, is it?
What's that?
That country.
Is it bad that country took over?
But are we in agreement that it has?
Yes, I think so. I mean, it's not like, they're wiping out other. It's not a monopoly or anything.
No.
But it is that, as of right now, they are probably getting the most
play.
The most.
Well, see, again,
the most,
man.
Visual. The most. Like, the most of the world is focused on country right now.
Yeah. And you had asked earlier, you had said, who even creates this list? And I was like, well, it could be the elites. And it's like, what if they are narrating and dictating, well, you know what? We want country. Like, I don't know anyone that listens to country other than my mama.
Isn't that tough, though, these days? Because the record labels don't have the power that they used to have. But somehow you think they may still be controlling the narrative. Huh?
I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I guess maybe in the South, I was going to ask you, do you hear people riding around do you hear people, when you hear people driving down the road, do you hear Slipknot?
Nah.
Do you hear...
I mean, this is Atlanta, so...
Okay, all right. Do you hear bluegrass? Do you hear folk? Do you hear indie? You hear rap?
Not really. Yeah, you hear rap. And now country. I mean, that's living in Atlanta. I'm sure you got to the country. You've always heard country.
Where do you hear techno at?
At the club. Every now and then you'll catch that college kid just riding by himself.
jamming out.
It's like, bro, you having a dance party in your car?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was me at one point. I ain't gonna lie, that was me at one point, man.
Because that music is specifically made to dance to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough when you just.
That was so me, dude. Man, I don't know, man. And you know what? You had said you were gonna you wanted to dabble in all genres. You know what I mean? I mean, we did have an idea, you know, with the whole, you know, the song that you were thinking about making, and
The Georgia Boy song?
Yeah, the Georgia Boy song. I didn't want to put it out there unless you.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's a good experiment.
So are you doing
But
it?
you know, it does give me pause because now it's like, okay, well, everybody else is doing it, you have to do it now, right?
That's where the bandwagon things comes from.
Yeah, because you know, I mean, I still want to do it because I've always wanted to do one of them. But if the timing makes it where it's like, okay, you're just jumping on the bandwagon. Is that a bad thing though?
Why? Yeah.
Is it bad for an artist to experiment in genres and
No.
just so happens that genre is hot at the time?
No, dude. Back when I was below freezing, I had I remember I had an album with it was a like Mount Everest. It said below freezing, and it had a picture of me on the top like this. And dude, I had like rap song, like country or not country, but like dubstep song that I'm rapping over. You know how on Fruity Loops when you would just just put in random stuff and and I would just rap over that, dude. Yeah. And I had like different genres. So no, I don't think there's anything wrong with experimenting.
I would take the preset Fruity Loops beats. And like they were always techno.
Yes.
But I would like stretch them out, slow them down, take some instruments out, add some instruments in until I have a whole different beat from those.
Yeah.
And some of those were great beats, man.
Yeah, man. God, dude, I remember there was this thing on PlayStation 1 called MTV Music Maker.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I wish I could bring those beats back. There was a beat that I had called Whales.
Yeah.
It had a whale. Like, it was such a good beat.
Hey, that would fit into the lo-fi hip-hop these
God,
days.
it was so good. And it's like, how do you even recover that? I don't have that memory card anymore. But no, I don't think it's anything wrong for an artist to
No. Well, we're seeing some of the biggest Atlanta rappers move over into country, or not necessarily like, oh, I'm country now, I'm gonna wear these boots, but we're seeing them experiment with country.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's a bad thing to experiment.
Yeah. So, would you ever make a full out country song?
Well, I mean, I can't do the whole. Hey,
You can do anything you want, Smokey.
My dog done left me late last night, and my girl went with her too.
You just did it. You could do
it almost
that.
Sounds like Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying, though. But you just did that. You had the right effects, get the right engineer, get the right producer. You could make that sound good.
Yeah.
So if you,
but that's a culture vulture at that point, right?
I mean, god damn. Well, then they would look at a lot of people as like, oh, all right. Well, then is a Beyonce a culture vulture for
some people are saying that?
But
she's from Texas.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
It's like us being from Georgia. It kind of makes sense, right? Now it's not like we're from the heart of New York and we've never lived outside of apartment buildings downtown trying to make country. Like, what do you know about country?
Like it seems weird if a dude from Harlem was making, but because hip hop was born in New York, it was born in there. Yeah. So us being from the South, where country is in our blood, we just hip hop happened to migrate to us, so we happened to take a liking to it. But what's wrong with us?
We grew up when hip hop was becoming huge.
Yeah. I mean, so if I feel like if we want to go out there and put on a fishnet shirt and we want to make some
yeah,
who cares, man?
Yeah.
I mean,
at what point are you posing? I'm about to say, is you posing? At what point are you posing though? Like
well, what's the question? What is a poser? What is your
That's the question, man. Like, I mean, like you said, if a guy from Harlem puts out a Texas country album,
are you mad at that?
I am mad at it. No, don't bother me.
Yeah, see, that's me. I don't care.
But people do get mad.
Again, see, something else I really don't care about. Like, I think if you're really an artist and you want to do something that's out of your element and it's not who you are, you're gonna, again, man, it's that 70-30, whatever that rule is. But it's like, you're gonna have some people that like it.
Yeah.
Some people that hate it, and some people that just are indifferent. But
Metal kind of is immune to that, right? Because it's not a geographical thing.
I don't know. I know some people that do not like metal.
Oh, of course, but I'm saying it's not a like country is usually away from the city.
Right.
Hip hop is in the city, right?
Yeah.
Not that you have to be these days to do either one, but that's where it's generally located. You know, if you live in the city, you're gonna gravitate more toward hip hop. You live in the country, you're gonna gravitate more toward country. Metal. Where does metal come from?
Huh? You're right. Well, I mean,
unless you're gonna say, well, metal came from England. So you got to be English. But
no,
there's metal artists all over the world.
How do you think some people in England look at like people in, Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Or, okay, maybe
you think
maybe
they're
wrong.
calling them culture
Yeah, like how
vultures?
dare y'all take our? Why is it that we're so strong? Is it because we're being hip hop fans, hip hop artists? Is it because we grew up making hip hop music that's all we know? Or maybe we're narrow minded to be like, oh well, you're a poser. You're not from around here. You can't make that. Meanwhile, Black Sabbath don't give a damn that Corey Taylor's out there making. You know what I mean? Like they don't care. Why is that?
And they don't mind that rappers make metal albums. But
when a rapper becomes a country artist,
then it's a big deal.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe it goes back to, like I said, where those two genres try to segregate themselves for the longest time. Country is like, no, we're not part of those Billboard charts. We're over here. We just stay over here to ourselves. Hip hop was doing the same thing. Because, you throw some guitars in there, you're not hip-hop anymore. Man. So it was those two genres were segregating themselves for so long, so maybe that's why it feels like that.
I don't know, man. When you even go back to, like, Run DMC and Aerosmith.
They did it, yeah.
Nobody was like, oh, that's rap rock. I don't think anybody was calling it rap rock. I think they were just calling it rap.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard different?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it. Being in high school back in the day, I remember when I was in high school, we were all sitting around talking, and Vanilla Ice came up at some point. And I remember the dude next to me going, yeah, but he does the heavy metal now. Because he had re-released Ice Ice Baby in new metal style, and he was like, he does the heavy metal style, so he didn't really consider him a rapper anymore.
Yeah,
even though he's rapping on the song.
All right, so wait, where are you going with that with the Aerosmith thing? Like
I think that a lot of hip hop fans.
Oh, you're saying that he
kind of once the guitars are thrown in, and back then I don't think it's that way anymore.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne put out a metal album, and nobody had an issue.
And
with
no one even called it metal.
Exactly.
I don't even think people called it
They're
metal.
just like it's rap with guitars on it.
So that man.
But that was a metal album.
God, dude, we could make a whole podcast. Are country, metal, and rap fans the most finicky consumers of music? Like, you can't mix that with that and call it this. You can't mix that with that and call it this.
Yeah.
This has got to be that.
Yeah.
It's like if you get a but the second somebody comes in with a nope, that's not it. It can no longer.
That is no longer hip hop.
That's crazy, man.
Like, but it's the same beat and I'm rapping over it. That's not hip hop.
Cause a guitar.
I think people felt.
What
like
if
that
you
at
got
one
the
point.
most gangsterist 8-ball MJG UGK Dr. Dre beat, and you talking about your horses and your dog and pass, and you on your I'm on my 4-wheeler truck.
We're hearing some stuff like that these days. All those country rappers that are out now.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just country artists that are doing some rap in their songs. I'm talking about these are full-fledged rappers. There's an entire genre of full-fledged rappers on hip-hop beats, no acoustic guitars, nothing, but they rap about country stuff.
You know what? Again, this goes back to me thinking about the elites, man. The reason I think people are doing it is because it's what's making money. People move to the money. If that's what's going to get you the most money, that's what's going to get you the attention. That's what's going to get you the most listeners. So the fans are what's changed in. Hell, maybe. Well, again, I don't know, man. It could be a narrative that's like, again, it could just be a big wheel. It's like, hey, this is hot now, so let's say who's the not Billy Armstrong. Is it Billy? The
Green Day?
No, the jazz player who
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong. Let's say Louis Armstrong's alive and well today at his height. Now that wheels around and he's alive in 2025 and he's known for playing that saxophone. But that's no longer making him money. Now what's making money is turn up, hit up in the head, ho. And he go, turn up, hit you in the like, you think he gonna do that?
I kinda wanna hear that.
I do too.
It
man.
may be if he was around in that time though.
So money probably plays a big factor in that.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, ask yourself the question, why did Beyonce make a country album?
And she got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's a billionaire.
Is it because she's from Texas and just felt like, hey, I've been around country my whole life. Maybe I should do some of that.
Or is it because she's an artist and I just want to
want to experiment.
I just want to make
That's
music.
the thing. Artists want to experiment. I know the fans can be very judging about it, but as an artist, you're like, I want to expand. I want to grow. It's like you have a business. The business is you and pushing your art to the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes businesses are like, we want to see what it's like to dabble in this
different
other
things.
product.
Yes.
Yeah.
And man, not only that, but if you look at it's crazy. I just thought about industrial. Nobody hates on industrial. Like 9 Inch Nails. They do everything. You know, they bring everything in. You know, it could sound like a rap beat one day, it could sound like a metal beat one day, but no one's like, hey, you fit in this. Just because you brought it could be then 9 Inch, but the second you bring that guitar in, okay,
Now
that's
it's
still
industrial.
jamming.
Yeah.
Still jamming. You know what I mean? No one says, oh, because you brought that guitar in, it's now metal. It's now rock. No, it's still industrial. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
Industrial was genre blending, before it was cool, I guess.
Why can't country and rap be like that?
I don't know, man. You know who doesn't care about any of that stuff?
Who?
Mike Patton.
Oh, every day I wake up and strive to be like Mike Patton. Every day I wake up. I need that as a t-shirt. Every day I wake up and strive to be like Mike Patton.
I'm a Mike Patton guy.
Yes. Just a man.
Yeah, I mean, if we could all, we need little bracelets. What would Mike Patton do?
Dude, damn, I wouldn't take it.
That's what every artist needs to have a sit down with Mike Patton at one point in your career. If you're like, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, let's talk to Mike Patton.
I feel like if that was a thing, like a seminar, Mike Patton was like, hey, I'm here on this campus for 5 days. Each day. You can speak to me there. Every 5 days, there's a different set of people who come get me. Mm-hmm. Monday would hear a total different thing from Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday would hear a totally different thing from Thursday.
Yep.
One day he'd be like, well, this is what you got to do. That's on Monday. Tuesday, well, this is like, hold on, bro. God dang, that ain't what Monday told me this is going to be like. He's just all over the place, man.
See, and he could talk to any artist and be like, what genre do you do? Well, I do this genre. Yeah, so do I.
What do you think Mike Patton says when someone comes to him and says, "Hey, what kind of music do you do, man?" Like you're on the plane with Mike Patton. Like,
I do music.
Yeah, but what kind though? Like
yes.
Okay.
Music.
I mean, is there any like
nope. I do music.
Didn't even ask the question, but sure.
It doesn't matter because as soon as you name a genre, I do that.
All right. Like kind of like Marilyn Manson type stuff.
I'll do that. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
What about Garth Brooks?
I'll do that. Absolutely.
God dang, I was gonna ask you, who's the country version of Mike Patton? Is there one? Is there a rap version of Mike? You know who? Oh, I got a rap version of Mike Patton.
Who?
Snoop.
Oh,
Snoop has
there
done
you
it
go.
all.
Yeah. And
he did EDM.
I just heard him on a brand new country song.
Exactly. EDM.
He's even done bluegrass.
Reggae.
He made a bluegrass album.
Yeah, he made a reggae album. His name was Snoop Lion.
Yeah, a folk album.
God, Snoop has done it all.
Yeah, Snoop does it all.
With Nelson, man. Willie Nelson, man.
Yeah.
Damn, so Snoop's
the Mike Patton of hip-hop.
Who's the country version of Mike Patton? I don't think we know that many country artists, if I'm being honest.
Nah. I mean, it would have to be somebody that's crossed over at some point. You could say Kid Rock, but he wasn't originally. He was more like a rapper that just happened to venture into every genre.
Damn, dude. Is it too crazy to say Beyonce? She is from Texas.
Well, she's only done 2 genres.
I mean,
you could say she's done rap, but I've never heard her specifically rap.
I mean, She did on Drunk in Love a little bit. That was a good.
Did she rap?
Yeah, but Jay-Z wrote it, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, she rapped it.
Okay, so we'll give her 3 genres.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Mike Patton's up to like genre number 875.
But is he as successful as some of these country artists? Does
that hold him back?
Exactly, doing so many genres. Like, bruh, I get it. We know you're talented, but it's kind of hindering what you could potentially be.
Yeah.
You think so? What do you think there?
I think so. I think the best route for a new artist is to stick to one genre and master that first. But then again, I mean, you could be Mike Patton, and if you're happy being at that level, then all the power to you.
Yeah, if you're content.
Mike Patton probably doesn't have a care in the world about how far he made it in fame. Like, I don't think he cares. I don't think he thinks about that.
And not only that, dude, but I feel like once we start breaking these barriers down, where we do start to be okay with other genres, like country being okay with rap and rappers being okay with country, which is obviously a thing now, you'll start to get that Ozzy Osbourne effect. And what I mean by that is, if you haven't seen Ozzy Osbourne listen to Lil Jon, his mind was blown.
Yeah,
he was like, what the?
It was like, that's Randy Rhoads riff.
Yeah, and it was like, this is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
But you get someone, I mean, who's a metal pioneer with Lil Jon, who creates hip hop, and you blend it, and you got that pioneer of metal, just like, wow.
It's about having an open mind. And I feel like there was too much biases in music for so long.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we felt the need to separate ourselves in the first place.
I mean, and nowadays, maybe that is it. Nowadays, everything, I feel like people are so open-minded now. Or is it opposite? I mean, I feel like everything is acceptable.
I think I think people are much more open-minded in certain fields like music. But maybe in other things, not so much, But at least in the music sense, I think, because everybody you talk to now is like, oh, I listen to all genres, Like, when we were in school, everybody would be like, nope, I listen to this and this only.
I know you always throw that against me, but I did listen to other genres. But when you had
there were people that did.
Yeah.
But there were also people that did it and wouldn't admit it back then also.
Yeah. I wasn't in that group. But do you think more people are more acceptable to not just music, but, like, think about it, dude. There are people who out there that, like, push. Dude, have you been to Target lately?
Nah, not lately.
I don't even know if I want to. There's a whole different section.
Are we talking gender bending instead of genre bending?
No. I'm gonna get there. But there's a whole different section just to gender bending. Okay, let's say that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a thing when we were younger.
No.
Like you said earlier, when we were younger, this is rappers. That's rap music. Country, that's country.
Yeah.
But now it's like, we're okay with this, we're okay with that, we're okay with this. And now it's the same thing with music, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. People are more open-minded in a lot of sense. When we were kids, like, gay people had a lot of pushback back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And now, for the most part, the great majority of the population is cool with it. Like, I don't care. Be what you want to be.
My favorite cousin was gay. Rest in peace for it.
We all know gay people, and, like, it's cool. So, in a lot of cases, they are, We still got to work on the race thing. Yeah.
Why is that?
What the fuck is that about? I don't know. Like, that's one thing that social media took us in reversal.
I bet Martin Luther King is like, wait a minute, y'all are more acceptable of this gender situation.
With this idea, and this is what y'all did.
Yeah. So I have a dream speech that one day black and white children will play together and hold hands. It's happening, but there are some undertones there.
Yeah, there's also a growing online culture that's trying to send us in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I could just see him on his podium preaching today at 2025, and a furry walks by with a dude on a leash, and he's like, "What the fuck?" But hey, we're not shaming.
No, I mean, that's what you're into. If that makes you happy and it leaves you away from messing with other people, and getting involved in what they want to do with their liberty in life, then more power to you.
Yeah, I mean, man,
like freedom of religion, freedom of whatever you want to do, as long as you ain't hurting someone else.
Keyword freedom.
Yeah,
do whatever you want to do. I mean, god dang, dude, you could argue that music, not just country music, not just rap music, not just metal, but music could have, influenced everything that's going on now. Like when you see a Lil Nas X,
Yeah.
He's perpetuating a
Maybe
lifestyle.
more open, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's cool. It's the hit song, everybody, let's do this. It's being more acceptable. And
You know what I want to talk about, right?
sure, I was waiting on you to bring this up. Go ahead. I already know where you're going. I was waiting on you to bring it up. Go ahead.
When did Satanism become pop music?
God damn. Okay.
That's not what you were
I
thinking
was
of?
not thinking that. But
What were you thinking of?
No. I'm not gonna say it. What'd you say? What if Satanism do what?
When did Satanism become pop?
Music.
It's like
Oh, okay. Now I
the
know where you're
trendy pop thing to do, to be like, and it feels like it's tied in with the gay thing. Like, I'm gay, so therefore they think I'm evil. I'm gonna play up to this evil character, and you got these pop stars who are portraying roles that only the horrorcore hip hop or the super metal, like death metal and things like that. Metal artists and a very small section of hip hop artists would have done back in the day, the hardcore genres.
Right.
They would play into the Satanism, and they would play up, I'm evil. Be scared of me because I'm not a good guy. I'm a bad guy. Now pop artists who are supposed to be the lovely, friendly, happy-go-lucky folks are all like, no, I'm scary. Be scared of me.
Yeah.
I give lap dances to the devil. I dress in a Satan costume on the Grammys. Why? When did that happen?
And why is it the cool thing to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so if you were into the dark alternative, the hardcore scenes back in the day, and now you see that this guy who makes lollipop music is doing it, how do you feel about that?
How do those people feel?
Yeah.
You're right, man. And I know exactly. We kind of spoke about this off camera last week, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's like, God dang.
I mean, you see, and I'm not taking it away. These are all brilliant artists, but Lady Gaga, Sam Smith is his name.
Well, hold on. You say they're all
Billie Eilish.
They're brilliant artists. Could that not just be it? It's just I know it's provocative. I know people are gonna fight against it. They're gonna talk about it like me and you are doing right now. It's gonna generate money.
Yeah.
Is that not the brilliancy in it?
It's got to be. I think it's got to be. But the Satanic Panic ended like 30 years ago.
That's that wheel, brother. That wheel's back.
So.
That wheel might be back, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm trying to think of an artist who was like hated by families and media because of
Marilyn Manson.
Okay. Oh,
How does he feel about Sam Smith? Does he like, okay, well, I guess,
I watch there
good
be
for pop too.
Watch
I guess,
there be a Sam Smith and Marilyn Manson song.
Probably, yeah.
I gotta look that up real quick. Hold on. I gotta see.
Lady Gaga would make more sense, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
it's just funny to me that the happy-go-lucky pop artists, that were, for lack of a better term, softer back in the day when we were kids, now they're all edgy and hardcore.
Right.
It's a weird turn of events.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
is the Satanic Panic still going? I know there's probably some churches. There's some hardcore religious folks still out there preaching against stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you said it, man. It's the brilliancy of it. It gets people talking. People want to go like, they want to shield their kids'
but
eyes.
They watch it to see.
Again, we always say, if you tell your child no, they want to see what the hell. Why no? Why did you tell me not to look at that? Now I gotta look at it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's it. I don't. But the ultimate question is, like you asked, how do those original OG Satanic Panic artists?
Yeah.
How do they feel about it?
How do they take it when they're like, we did all this extreme stuff? I mean, Marilyn Manson's a good example. He did a lot of extreme things, for that image. And and ideals that he somewhat pushed. We always found that most of those artists who people would think were satanic are not actually satanic. They did it for the imagery,
brilliancy of
like
playing it up.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a difference between Lady Gaga and Marilyn Manson.
Is it really though? What's the difference?
Well, for one,
Is it just the genre of music?
Well, that's definitely one, yeah. But like, if you're playing to 12-year-old girls in the audience, it doesn't feel as edgy and just dark.
Some people would argue that that's even more edgy and dark. Doing it to 12
It may be
year olds.
more evil in the long run, yeah.
Yeah, you could argue that it's more darker. I mean, god dang, bro, on our children, you really got to do it to the kids. At least Marilyn was doing it to the late teenagers.
Yeah, exactly. To the people that were old enough to get into that, and because it was a more niche genre to begin with.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much in our face now. It's just like,
yeah, it used to be something you had to sort out. Like, you weren't going to turn on the TV and see Marilyn Manson on there unless it was like a Sally Jesse Raphael or somebody like, why do you do this?
Yeah, but things are so much more accessible.
But now you can turn on the Late Show or you can turn on the Super Bowl or any of that and see.
How about this? Just turn on your phone. I mean, everyone has a phone. You turn on your phone. I mean,
did Marilyn Manson ever play in the Grammys?
Oh, that's
was he a little too hardcore for like playing at the Grammys or?
I'm sure he's probably
awards.
won Grammys. Trash talkers, you guys let us know in the comments.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
But I mean, that is a good question. Like, so you're saying that Marilyn Manson was doing it when it wasn't cool.
Yeah, the FCC tried to shut down artists like that.
Well, okay, again, let's take the Sam Smiths and the Lady Gagas.
Mm-hmm.
Are they getting pushback for doing these things? Like, are they getting pushback?
Think so.
Okay, so
I think only from the super religious crowd.
All right, so
which not to take anything from anyone that is Christian or any religion, whatever you want to be, do what you want to be, because you're not hurting me. But you're not that big of a force in society anymore.
Oof, that's a statement there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because religions used to run the entire world.
I mean, again, man,
it doesn't really work that way anymore.
I don't know, man. But so Maryland got all this kickback from doing all this, but now it's so accessible. Like, dude, you've seen the experiments with the kids. Like, they'll scroll like in their sleep. They'll be doing this in their sleep. It's like that one little scroll, they might see something, and it's, man, even with the subliminal messages and the subliminal context that things have, it may look so clean and squeaky. Like, Lady Gaga might be sitting on a beach, drinking having a beer, eating a picnic with their friends. But if you look in the background, like stuff that adults don't notice, but seem to like kids might notice that we don't. It's like the subliminal might be more in their face. Back then, I don't think there was more. I don't think it was as subliminal. Like, Marilyn's like, I'm in your face. Yeah, I took a rib out. Yeah, I did this. I'm burning Bibles. They're not really. I guess they are, actually, if you think about it. I mean, hell, I heard that Lady Gaga came out on stage with a strap on.
I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah.
But
it just seems weird, though, because I guess it's the genre.
That's why I asked you. I said, is it just the genre? Like, if Lady Gaga did straight
pop is supposed to be for kids and middle-aged people who are straight-laced adults.
Who said that?
That's just the general consensus of who listens to pop.
Because it's
or at
popular?
least in the past. Maybe it's changing these days.
In
the past, pop was for the family people or the kids that they could listen to.
I mean, it's the popular music.
Yeah.
But now, what if that's the popular music? Like, the popular music
music is now satanic.
Maybe. I'm trying to play.
Times really have changed, man.
No pun intended here, but I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I'm on your side, but I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. And I'm not totally against it. It just feels weird.
Huh.
It's just it's such a big difference from what we grew up in.
Yeah. Why though? But why? You say pop has to be this, pop has to be that, but
do you think the kids are still like? It was the cool thing to do, right? Like, oh, my parents don't know, I'm gonna listen to Marilyn Manson, or I'm gonna listen to 3 6 Mafia. My parents won't know about this. That's the cool thing to do when you were in high school. Nowadays, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna turn on the TV and watch some Lady Gaga. Oh, there she is in her devil costume.
I think we're just desensitized to it now, man.
Yeah.
We're so I don't know. I mean,
it just doesn't.
What?
I mean, I don't want to take it away. I know there's a lot of people that love pop music, but it doesn't feel cool anymore. The satanic thing doesn't feel cool.
Wait, hold on. First of all, is satanic supposed to be cool?
It was. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be, but it was because those were the bad kids. Those were the kids you like. I don't have the balls to be like those kids to listen to that stuff because my parents always beat me up.
Now what's cool now is I don't have the balls to run around with a tutu on and a chain and collar around my neck and in the 5th grade, which is crazy. But that's the edgy thing to do. Now, I'm not cool enough to do that.
Is it even edgy anymore? It's more normal.
That's the thing. It's just we're desensitized. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Maybe edginess doesn't exist anymore. Everything is just everything.
I will say, dude.
Just saying, it don't feel cool anymore.
A lot of this has to do with just man.
Look, like Nirvana. I don't want to kill your thought there, but Nirvana, man.
Okay, I'm wearing the shirt.
Nirvana was really cool, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people turned away when they became too popular. Yeah. When they became mainstream, people would turn away and go, well, it's not cool anymore. Too many people are into it. When the cheerleaders and the jocks are listening to it, it's not cool anymore. People had that line of thought, right? So if your grandma's listening to a satanic Lady Gaga song, is it cool anymore?
I mean, I don't know. And then hell, not only that, look beyond that. What comes after that? Like after we went from Marilyn Manson, that being the edgy, cool thing, to the Lady Gaga, oh, that's the edgy, if you want to call it cool, but like you said, those were the satanic kids I'm not cool enough to do that. There's also kids out there now who are looking at the Lady Gaga and the Sam Smiths like, I'm not cool enough to do that. What comes after that?
Country. When country artists come out and do satanic country, the world is ending.
God, I'm sure that
there is nothing beyond satanic country.
Dude, we might just discover the genre that we might.
We might. Now there is a thing called gothic country, but
it ain't satanic.
It's
country,
not satanic country.
Damn it, y'all, man. We got
a new genre.
Yeah, we got something to work on. Smokey, you got anything else for me this week, man?
I guess that's it for this week, man.
That's it for this week, y'all. Stay tuned. There might be some satanic country coming up. You guys give us your interpretation and your thoughts on this topic down in the comment section. Has country music taken over the industry? And also on the later topics that me and Smokey were talking about, what are your thoughts on the edginess? Leave it down in the comment section. And with that being said, my name is Behringer Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez.
And we are
over. Out. Deuces. Yeah, boy. We could do a whole show about that.